So guys, as we know, in the last video, I have shown how we got an email from Papa Cloud Hosting. So after we got this, our instance up and running with a 7 days free trial, we got our server hosted, which we chose that it has to be Demoverse, which was in the admin panel itself. And now we have this Linux username with the initial password. So, when you see in your dashboard, you have already got the IP address, and in the last video, I've already shown how we can SSH into the terminal and log into our cloud host. And here again, I have SSH into my uh, instance, pop a cloud instance, and I can see all the stats, how much of disk is used, how much of RAM is used, what is the swap usage, and uh, this is the IP address for 0, and this is for Docker. So, like, this is the basic information, and we don't have to get too much into it because of Papa Cloud Host, things have been simplified a lot. You just have to follow up with sudo manage hubs. This is the tool that we use. And as you can see, we see a welcome to Mozilla Hubs management tool by PCH. So it also clearly states you that this is Pop a Cloud or PCH is independent entity and not affiliated or endorsed by Mozilla Corporation. Okay, so they have clearly mentioned it. And if you have any doubts or any problems or anything, you can just reach out to them. They are they have their Discord username. I will drop in the uh, description what is their Discord username. You can they have a very good team of support tickets because how when I got some problems with my login, I created a ticket on the dashboard and it I got a reply instantly, and they whitelisted my IP address because I entered the wrong password more than 3 times. So I got blacklisted, but it was I just texted them and they instantly uh, solved my problem. Though the documentation is very clear, so it was kind of sometimes it rarely happens that we enter a wrong password or we lock ourselves out of our account. We need to format something or so anything for anything like this, you can simply go to popacloudhost.com, pop a cloud host. So this is the documentation that we see here, which is the installation documentation. You can log in, and with login, you will get the uh, dashboard. Okay, so we are now moving forward with the Hubs CE installation. We have we must know the basic V and nano editor command understanding, so which we will be covering in this video. Then we need to have a DNS registration as we own a domain already, and I have created this 4 records. Like uh, first was supposed to be blank, or you can add at the rate for this. The IP should not be 10.10.10. This IP should be the public IP which is given to us, which I have already shown in the previous video. And we have also prepared the email IDs. We needed 2 email IDs, so we have prepared it. So now quickly let's jump into the main step which we were getting prepared for. And we are going to get started with sudo manage hubs. So let's go ahead. And first step is to define the param. So you can see my param.txt is empty here. If your param.txt is filled up, you have to press Control X. Sorry, you have to press Control K. The yes here Control K for cutting the lines, for deleting the lines. And once you are deleting all the you have deleted all the lines, you must have your params file ready. So I have my params file ready. Just make sure that you have export every time, and all this double quotes should be double quotes, and it should be a proper valid double quote. Like make sure that you don't accidentally use a single quote two times, because people accidentally get confused for this. Okay, as you can see here, I have added a mistake. I have added an extra double quotes. So I've removed this. Just cross check very carefully that your double quotes are not missing. So in my case, everything looks good. After equal to symbol, there is this always. So if you want to verify it, if you want more clarity about it, you can go to some online bash, yeah, compiler maybe. Online bash editor, basically. You have to go to a editor, and when you paste in, you will see the color formattings. You don't have to run it or do anything with it, because our perspective here is to just run it and see how it works. So you can see that all our double quotes are properly closed and they match properly. So now I'm going to go ahead and in my terminal, I am going to paste the params.txt. Okay, so this is done. Just make sure that your double quotes are not messed up. I have to repeat this because this is a very careful and first step, because you don't want to spend all of your time and come back again to this very same place. Okay, so now you after this is done, don't press Control S for save, for saving your txt file or anything that you have in Nano. You press Control O to save the file. Okay, so you say whatever file name you want to write and you press OK. Suppose and after for that exiting this file, you press Control X. Even if you don't save it, when you press Control X, it will ask you to save the file. Though it's a good practice to first save the file and then exit. So now we have completed the first step, that is define param. The second step is install. Let's go and uh, we have to read that whatever these things are. And before we continue, we must fulfill this prerequisites. Domain registration has to be completed before this step. You don't have to wait for after this step. You have to make sure that by this step you are completed. Okay, and here is an example of how you create the four records: example.com, course.example.com, assets.example.com, and stream.example.com. Okay, like this four domain should be visible, domain should be working. And to verify it, just go to nslookup.io, and for me it's demoverse.world. We find the domain records. This is 139.162. I have to just make sure that all the IP addresses for four of them are same. So yeah, this is assets subdomains also working. Then you have to wait for stream and course. So also note that this takes time. If it takes time, if it is not showing up on this nslookup.io, then you have to wait for it. You need to wait for the records to show and propagate globally, because if that is again the case, this might have some issues. I have not experienced any issues with that, but it is like you could just wait for a few minutes before actually trying out. So then we have SMTP server details are available. Yes, they are available. I have verified them. And the admin email ID is available, which is our own Gmail ID, which you can use, or anything else that you want to log in. So now we have to press the ESC escape key that is on the top left of your keyboard, and we enter a host name, which can be any host name. So I will name it as demo node, demoverse.world. Make sure that you don't make any typos. You don't have to add any slashes at the end or HTTPS at the start. Okay, just the domain name, that's enough. So this is the IP address, and automatically everything happens automatically. Uh, so okay, earlier I had this second line added earlier. So I'm just going to cut this second line, which is not needed. And this first one, demo node are available. Okay. So after this, for someone who is doing this for the first time, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to cut anything or paste anything. In my case, this line was automatically added. As you can see, the host name is demo node, and a sudo name is already created here, like demo node dot demoverse dot world. Okay. Now I press Control X to exit, and now it asks for to save modified buffer. Click on yes, and the same file name. So this installation takes several minutes, but uh, it is very quick, and it is not taking up your internet, your local internet connection, but the cloud server's internet connections, which are very fast. So you don't have to worry about your internet or being in range. So this is very easy step to follow with. Okay, so we see some deployments or things are ready here. They are working. Okay, awesome. Now, I have set up community edition several times. So I've seen this after the HCCE YML file generated. So that means we are good. We have completed it. Now we'll set the destination folder or hubs data and DB. And so for this, we have to open a second terminal. We have to create two folders before we proceed. The first will be data folder and second will be DB folder. So we have to go step by step. They have also told that to uh, enter insert mode, I is the keyword. I is the key that we have to press. And after we are done, we have to press escape key and this W key or X colon X exclamation. Okay. So now I am ready. So I'm going to change the data folder value for red storage data. Okay. So I'm pressing escape. Okay, so it has shown me this and it's very easy. I have to just change the so okay, it's not letting me edit. So as you read before, we read before to press the I key on my keyboard. So now you can see I'm in insert mode. Change this to hub. Okay, so I'm a bit confused whether it is hub or hubs. So I'm going to go back to the easy installation guide and let us follow from this. So we have completed this step, and so this we have to make sure that there is single entry. So that is done. So yeah, it is HUBS hubs. Okay, okay. So I enter an S in capital hubs. Okay, and then I'm done with the. So now I have to save. I press escape key and colon escape key to exit the insert mode, colon X and exclamation enter. So now we have to change the DB folder value. So we did with the reticulum. Now press enter again. Sorry, press escape. Escape is the key here. So again, I go here. I press I to enter into insert mode. HUBS. Then escape key colon X exclamation. Now that is it. Awesome. So now we see this working. It's very awesome with the way it's working. And so quickly with just a very few steps. I don't know if there is something as fast as this. We can see everything working in front of our eyes, like it is processing forward, and Now this green thing says wait is almost over. Please wait for few more minutes while your setup is getting ready. So as we see the load balancer was already working. This external IP is the same that we saw on the NS lookup. So if you search here, that is the same IP. Okay, 139.162.141. So as we know, this reticulum, PGSQL reticulum is the backend, PGSQL is the Postgres database, PG bouncer is for amplifying the PGSQL connections, like to allow more level of connections. PG bouncer T is to support PG bouncer. Hubs is the front end code which is written in React, 3JS, A-Frame, BitACS, and all the other components needed for a 3D environment to connect with Phoenix backend and all this with Reticulum. Then we have Spoke, which is Hub's own 3D editor where you can edit the files and export it as GLB, GLTF, and uh, also save it as .spoke file for backup, which you can use the import tool, which is import tool is released for public use, which you can use and migrate your tools by uploading, connecting it with any server. So NearSpark is your AWS Lambda function, which is used for capturing screenshots. Photomenomic is for capturing. Okay, NearSpark is for showing thumbnails of websites. Photomenomic is for displaying screenshots, capturing website screenshots, whatever websites we upload. Dialog is our own WebRTC server, which allows audio chat and all those things. Quoton is your shunt dialog, which is used to connect with dialog, and HA proxy is the config which gives you the load balancing and all these things. So now this basic setup is ready here, and we are just waiting up for few minutes so that all the IPs hit, like behind the scenes a lot of things are going on. This domains are getting mapped to this particular IP addresses because we have the external IP ready and all the ports which were connected. So now we have this ready. We have to press enter to continue for demo world. Now we are doing the SSL certificates. So let me go here and if I check with HTTPS. Okay, awesome. We have our own hubs thing working, and you can see it takes us to admin, but now we are not able to access all of that because of this red icon, which actually means that we are on an insecure website. So now we are doing the SSL, which is now this is very speed, very easy. We didn't have to install any of the tools like Docker. I didn't have to go search for which is the latest version of Docker, which is compatible for my system, download it, install it, and use the right version. Then I've like then uh had to fork the hubs community file which generates this YML file, config file for us, and then we have to edit each and every value to map to the right uh, values and variables. But here, none of them came into play. We just had a text file, params.txt file, and with the params.txt file, we entered the values and we pasted here. So it was as simple as that, and everything happened right in front of our eyes. We were able to see how it progressed and how much time it takes, even though this is an automated process. So you can assume that if an automated process takes so much time, then a manual process would nearly take a whole day for someone who is trying it for the first time. So if you're someone who is looking for, if you're looking at this for your personal use or maybe for displaying exhibitions where you don't have any requirement for audio chat, like you don't want two people to communicate with them, you are essentially going to turn off the audio chat, and as said by PCH cloud host, they they are going to work on this in near future. They're trying to work and reduce their costing so that you can access voice chat as well in future. So right now, as we can see, this demoverse.world got its own cert for demoverse.world. Okay. Then the next cert was for cert assets. So this assets domain is also working, which essentially means that now if I open this in a new incognito tab, I should be able to see something, at least the CSS or yeah. So you can see with this, but still it's not complete. We have to wait for the stream and course to get completed. So let us wait for it. It's very automated process and really quick to set up. Okay, awesome. So now we have got the cert stream.demoverse.world and now we are waiting for course to be certified. So if I go to course.demoverse.world, so right now it's showing this, but after I have provisioned the certificate and I refresh this page, I will be able to see the right things in place. I have to really appreciate as a someone who has been setting up community edition instances that this is a very automated process and something of very less hassles. It is more of like you just fill up a form, not as a form. What I mean is you prepare a TXT file, which is like you collect your information for the first time and you feed it in here, and from the next time you don't have to do anything. You have to just wait and watch. So after you saw, I got my certificate. I refresh this. It says not found, which is not an error essentially because this is meant to be like this. So we don't have anything in here, but we can see that this is the SSL warning has gone away. And now we have cert course.demoverse.world working properly. We are waiting for the last step, I think, which is waiting for the Kubernetes system to come up. So after like everything is up and working, they're doing some final changes. And let us meanwhile access our demoverse.world, demoverse dot. Yeah, so I think I can just check out my email if I'm able to receive the emails and what is exactly happening here. Okay, so seems like the thing is working, but we need to wait for wait for some more time because I'm not getting the sign in email. So let us wait for some more time for the Kubernetes system to come up. And so far, everything really went good. Thanks to the awesome documentation and so much of automation. Like we didn't have to really do anything here. Awesome. So now we can see so many changes happening, and let us refresh our page to see if it is down. Yeah, so it says 503 service unavailable, and we can see everything is getting deleted. So much of configs happening, and once everything seems good, we'll have to wait for a couple of more minutes to see our system that goes online. So as you saw that you don't have to manually do the SSL of all the four domains, it was just very easy step. You have to just press enter, 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 and all the configs were already configured at the very start. You don't have to select anything. You don't, and as soon as you get your instance up and running, the IP address that you point it to is is your load balancer IP as well, and this like really goes well in terms of a developer experience and also for someone who is. So now we have our basic server up and running, which is like a very great thing. We'll just test out how it works with whether I'm able to receive emails or not. So we'll also see that if we are not able to receive emails, there are some problems or anything. How can we debug it? So on my different screen, I'm just checking my email SMTP credentials to be correct, because if they are correct, the thing should work. And okay, so my SMTP details are absolutely correct. The port and user and password. Everything. So so until now I haven't got an email. What I will do is I will refresh my page and try to sign in again. So this is just a warning. You can ignore it. This has to be. So only thing that I'm supposed to be worried of right now is Okay, so I first clear the site data. This is how you clear the site data, and we reload it. So I'm checking it in Firefox. As you can see, my SSL is secure and it's verified by Let's Encrypt. And so to check out if this is a problem from my service or something, I'm going to send a test email to myself through a different service provider. So if you want to check, you can go for online SMTP test, and here you can enter your credentials and make sure to change your password later on. Okay, like whatever your SMTP server username password from email to email. So right now I have my things set up. I'm just going to check it for myself. And let me check if I received an email or not. Okay, so I've received an email instantly, and this is the email that I've received. Okay, so let us check our file if there is something which we are missing. Okay, so this is not a problem with the this is not problem with PCH and any of the thing here. I have to change, I have to make a small change so that I can allow sending emails from this via Elastic email. And in my case, I'm going to look into the red config and I have to change no reply hub domain to my domain. Also, guys, if you try to use my SMTP email and password, you won't be able to access it because I'm going to change that credentials after the video. Okay, so I've just triggered a restart basically. And so with this, we'll get a new email. Let me go back to my demo verse, reload this page. Okay, so now it is just spinning up. It is coming up. And once it has come up, we'll be able to we'll be able to take our email, sign in, we'll test it out for a bit on how it works, and we'll be sharing a link to everyone to join it. Okay, hit enter to continue to return to the menu. So as you saw in this ad, the CSP course, it is not only CSP course, but rather you can edit your complete Kubernetes YML file. You can make any config, whatever you like. Everything is very much straightforward and easy. It's the same YML file that you see. And if you want to check the Kubernetes status, that is the deployments and everything, you can press 4 and you can see the status, everything. Like I don't know if I would be able to with my commands get all of this in one place. But here you have everything. Like if you're on HCCE, what is a pod, PG bouncer, spoke, HA proxy. So if you want to just look at what is failing, you can just see which in the ready part which shows 0 of 1 or 1 by 2. Like whichever is not all the pods are ready or anything like that. That means those are not working. Okay, and this is your load balancer IP, which we have set correctly, and everything HA proxy, spoke, photomenomic, it's perfect. And if you want to know for the top commands, what are the top commands? So Control C to exit. Let us check this out. I think this is basically showing us how much CPU cores we are using, what are the memory bytes and everything. So I would say this is a very great work. I press Control C, then enter to return to menu. This is a very great tool. Wherever I want, I can just do sudo manage hubs, like here sudo manage hubs, and it will always take me up to this page where I can do configure whatever I want. If I want to uninstall, this is a one-step process. I can one click. I've tried to uninstall it and it got uninstalled in one go. So if you make only chances if it will fail is when you make any misconfig in your permissions file. Okay. Like the perms file that you create earlier, params file which you have created earlier. Okay. So this is all about it. And let us check the instance and see how it performs. So I'm going to refresh and I'm going to now check my email for the magic link. As you all know, this is how it typically works. So, okay, awesome. So here is my magic link. And if I click on it, I will be automatically signed in to this domain. Okay, so let me take things side by side and explain clearly. So I click on this link and I'm waiting for my link to get confirmed. So you can see it's so fast. As soon as I click the link, I just waited and this signed me in with my email and I have the scene editor. So let us try to publish a scene, publish a spoke scene. So as you know, already Hubs has shut down. So we'll get some GLB files missing, like that is expected. So this is totally expected. And now we can remove this file, and instead like we have anything, like you don't have to rely on uh, something. You can bring your own GLB file or any screenshot or anything. Like for example, I take this globe icon, sorry, globe image. I will scale it up. I don't need this. I can do it from here. Okay, so this is done here, and you can see this image URL, which is like this file is uploaded here. This is a very high quality file. Then too, it loads so fast, and because it's a Google data file, and then you click on publish scene, creator, save project, save and publish. Oh, okay. E is not iterable because we have a floor plan. If you delete the plan, then if you publish it, I think it should work. Else we'll need to add some asset here. Okay. So let me go with some element, and let me add a ground plane. Okay, so now we have added a ground plane. Now we'll not get the problem of E is not iterable because now it has a proper walkable area. And okay, seems like something is. Okay, now I need to add a floor plan as well. Okay, this is automatic. Let me click. Okay, awesome. So now it works. So like you would have to learn a little bit of how Spoke works and everything works. But if you are a Hubs community member and you have supported it, you might already know how this thing works. And this is the first time now we have clicked on create room, and I'm going to enter into the room to see whether the room part actually works or not, and how does it go with multiple people. So you can see I'm already in the room. Yeah, I have a default avatar. I can change the avatar. Right now there are no avatars. If you want to create one, you can create from the featured section. If you're the server admin, you can go to like this is demoverse.world and admin. From the admin you can import the content. Okay. All right. Now there are no files and things because Hubs is already shut down. But if you want to import it, you can go to github.com Hubs Foundation. Yeah. And from here you can search for avatars, maybe. No, you have to search for assets. Scene could be looks like this is the rock kit. Okay, we don't want this. We want the default scenes. So okay, let me try to find out if I could get it from it. Okay, so right now I'm not finding it. Maybe I will update it in the link and comments here. But for a demo, I can eventually this should work. If everything is right, this should work. And if it doesn't work, you can So you can also see the project that we have uploaded is here, and you can download all the project old file, which is the spoke file that is getting downloaded. The same thing happens with your config you can do, like demo verse app. So you can add some hashtags, add your email, Java on cloud, okay, gmail.com. So you can do all the config if you want public API access, logging host, if you want to set up some public rooms to allow visitors to set public rooms. All the config you can do. You can also hide powered by hubs. So when you click on save and you go back to your website, and did we press the save button? Okay, so now that is gone from bottom. Now we don't see that. You can see demo words. You can upload the images as well. Let us test out the image part as well. You can go to brand, select a sample image that should work. Let me try to have this. Okay, actually there's a bug with my file system, Mac OS files, due to which I'm not able to select the file, but I can drag and drop it if it accepts. Okay, so with this, we are completed with the installation of Popper Cloud hosting, and I will drop a link for you all to, if you're accessing for next 2 days, you will be able to access this and jump right into it. So let us also invite few more people in the room, and uh, sorry, God bless me. So now, guys, we have this working, and we are just inviting few more people to see how this works. So right now, as you know, we don't have voice chat, though it's asking for microphone, but it won't, my voice won't be heard from one, like in this place. Okay. But you can at least see the other person in real time, however they move. Okay, so I'm just going to take one browser here. Okay, let me show demonstrate with. So you can see that person is me. I'm moving, and you can see me in real time. So if you are looking for an exhibition use case where you want that people can, you know, look into these things, how this work, and they can also share their screen, but their screen share won't be visible to others. Yeah, I think just for fun, like you won't be able to, others won't be able to see the screen shares. So with my other, I can see some objects spawning here. Maybe I should be able to see a screen share. If it works, that's a very great thing. Uh, let me bring that up. How I'm, what I'm seeing. Okay, so seems like this won't work. As I said, we cannot do the screen share, but so far it really works with multiplayer as well, and maybe you can have lot of people like 40, 50, or even more than that. You can, in your perms file just we did earlier, you can configure your Sketchfab. Your spoke is linked here. You can see everything. Everything works so fast, really fast, and you have live firewall blocking through which they block around, I think the number is 40,000 or more, 40,000 malicious IPs. So in terms of security, they're really great. And for that reason, when I entered a wrong password more than 3 times, it logged me out. So guys, now we are at the summary. So far this works really great. You can see any config that I want to do or anything, I can just jump to my terminal, SSH into my instance, and do sudo manage hubs. With this I will be able to see all the things. If I want to go with setup step, I can go to define param or install, but after I have installed it successfully, I will only need step setup 3, 4. Okay, where here I can, if I want to change any public IPs or anything else, I can do it from here. So you can see this is highlighted already, add CSP. But any other change, you just click on I, and with I you will go into insert mode, and any other change that you want to do. Like for example, in image SRC, you will use a space here, and whatever image like imgurl.com. Okay, without any HTTP, that is how you will add. If you want to use iframes, you will add like HTTPS, maybe a Google iframe you want to embed. Uh, no, sorry, this has to be, yeah, it has to be google.com, youtube.com. Okay, it has to be space separated. The form action, font SRC, these things you can configure the way you want. Okay, and also make sure that when you have image SRC, the same thing you will have to add to correct SRC as well. I have a small, I have a blog written for this on how to edit the course rules. Maybe here it will need HTTPS youtube.com. Okay, so it works both the ways. If you have HTTPS, I think that's good, but mostly this is how you do CSP and all the other rules that you want to do. If you want to add extra avatar HTML script, you want to link to it. All the configs are done here, whatever you want to do. Okay. So if you have any questions regarding this, you have a community to ask for, and also like community for asking for related to community edition. Okay, like because this is a part of community edition, whatever you want you can do this. In future there would also be YouTube DL, spelling after, all these things coming across. So with that, if you want to save it, press escape, colon and X and a exclamation mark, and press enter. Okay, and you can see the changes are immediately applied because we made a few changes. And meanwhile the changes are applied, your system doesn't go down, your system is functional, up and working. So if you can see, I'm here. Okay, sorry, that was my bad. The system changes because you are eventually making changes to your config file, but this should be up really quick. And like typically the system shouldn't go down, but in this case it's been deleted and then applied, just to make sure that whatever changes you do, they are reflected instantly. Okay, so wonderful guys, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, drop in the comment, reach out to PCH Hubs in Discord, and feel free to post in Hub's community text channel. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful time working with PCH Cloud Host or Community Edition, or even if you prefer VLH hosting, which is they have a very good service. They host it for you on behalf of, like, if you don't want to get your own instance and do all these things, you might want to check them out. I will drop their link as well. If you want to set up your own account on DigitalOcean or something like that, I have a few blogs. Maybe I will link it up and you can find it in the community edition channel. So thank you very much and see you up in the next video.